Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Well, actually, I live in Delaware now, so does that make me a Delawarean?
Sing it, girl.
You know, Beyonce is my friend in my head. Jay my people sometimes, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, be true, man.
You know, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary enemy. Like, does that make me crazy?
Life as P, presented by Say What Radio.
Hey, what's good? What's poppin'? Welcome back to Life as P. I'm your host, Phoenix Ash. If you've been here before, you joined me before, you know I appreciate you. That's what the welcome back is all about. If this is your first time, hey, welcome, first timer. Hope you stick around, listen in, see what's good with you. I'm definitely open to suggestions and conversations on anything that I've said or anything that I'm trying to figure out. You ever want to help me out, because I be confused sometimes, definitely hit me up at P Writes on Instagram or at P Writes on Twitter. Phoenix Ash on Facebook. If you're going to hit me up on Facebook, though, you should probably send me a message and let me know that you're following from the show, because I don't want you to get lost in the sauce, and it's kind of hard to determine who is trying to be a connection on Facebook, like legit. Y'all know how it go. If you hear a lot of wind or whatever in the background, hopefully the producer's going to catch that. But I'm outside because it's just such a pretty day and I just need some fresh air. I need to clear my mind. I'm really excited. My book, Touch Me First, just came out on July 31st. Very special day for me. Yo, my first ever banner. If you don't know what that is, so often as writers, we try to get into the top 10, top 5, whatever. And I don't even know how many they give a banner to. I don't know if it's the 3 to 5, whatever. But when it released, it was the #1 bestseller for African American erotica. Yo, what's up? What's good? Yeah. Oh, it's so hype. I'm still so hype. You can hear it. I'm still so hype. Yo, my work is finally paying off, but I feel like it's been paying off in increments. This is definitely the biggest payoff for that acknowledgement thus far, and I'm just over the moon about it. I wanted to talk to you today, and, like I said, if you've not been here before, my conversation is usually about what the theme has been, what signs have been coming to me along this journey of not just pursuing my passion of writing, but just evolving and becoming who I'm destined to be. There's an element of entrepreneurship in there, but it's largely pursuing my passion, whether it be career, family, friends, relationship, all that stuff. The theme that has been coming to me most often over the past week or so has been the balance of patience. It's a hard balance to be patient for the things, the good things, the great things, the blessings that are coming to you versus the work you're putting in. And for some people, they're like, be still. But when I hear be still, and I've talked about this before, probably not this year, but in past shows, for me, be still is not stand still and do nothing. For me, be still is be still in my spirit, have a calm spirit, have a spirit that's not panicked when things don't seem to be coming together in the way that I would like. I don't feel like I've always been an anxious person. However, I spent a long time married to someone who is anxious, has anxiety, and I feel like some of those habits I've probably picked up. It's hard not to live with someone for 19 years and not pick up their habits. It's just what it is. But as I go through life trying to redefine myself and re-examine my boundaries and draw the lines all over again, one of the things I'm looking at is my anxiousness. I can be incredibly impatient. Incredibly. And it doesn't help that we're in this microwave age where everything is quick, things fast. It's just the age that we're in. Everyone wants instant gratification. I, too, want instant gratification. So sometimes I have to slow myself down and think things through, put the logic to it, apply logic, think about what my gut is telling me, what I feel in my heart, what things within myself are aligned, what I feel sure about, and go with that. Sometimes the impatience is because I'm looking for the fruit of whatever work that I've put in, and it's not ripe yet. It's not ready. And I'm trying not to be in a place where, like, I'm forcing the issue over and over again. I've learned a number of times, I've had to be taught the lesson that when you force the issue, you be mad on the other end. You be so mad, like this wasn't even worth it. Whether it be job-wise, opportunity-wise, relationship-wise, when you force the issue, it's just not worth it. So I'm working on my patience, because particularly when things are really bumpy, it's very hard to have patience, right? Because we're looking for the reprieve. We're looking for the way out. How can I alleviate some of this pressure that I'm feeling? There has to be something, and there is something, but we don't have to conjure it. I mean, I feel like the best way is to take some time if you want to, like, take a day off or take a weekend or travel somewhere. I mean, COVID out here, so I don't know about no planes. I mean, I pray for y'all flying on planes. I hope you get there and get back as safe as possible. But if you got to take a drive somewhere, which might be slightly safer, just to get your mind clear and to force yourself to take, that's the only issue you really can force and have success, is to force yourself to take time to clear everything out. If your mind is anything like mine, it can get cluttered at the drop of a dime. Like, you put one extra thing on my plate and I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm thinking so much. Particularly because I need my brain to be focused in order for me to create these stories, in order for me to see the story all the way through and execute. I need some clarity, and I need some mental time. I need some space where I'm not concentrating on doing 6, 7, 8 different things. And my life is really not set up like that. There's always 6, 7, 8 different things that need to be done. Always. And on top of that, I try to stay in constant communication with friends and family, people that I care about, trying to make sure that I'm checking in on them, making sure they're okay, being that ear if I need, and talking to them, because I feel like these friendships are two ways. And sometimes to validate a friendship is for you to share what you're going through. And that helps me. I have a couple of people that I can talk to, thank God, that as I'm talking to them, I can work things out and be like, oh, okay. All right, got you. I mean, I love all my friends, but the ones that I can talk a story through, because it really is like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. If I can talk a story through, it's sort of like outlining, which is probably why, I don't know if you listen to past shows, I was like, oh, outlining. Yeah, I ain't outlined since like the 1 story. I haven't outlined in a minute. I probably should. I don't know. Let me know what you think and when you read my books. Like, should she have outlined? But, talking it through helps me see the story all the way through, and I get to have a good conversation with someone I care about. They get to bounce their story off of me, which I love when they do that because it sparks new ideas within me. I'm not stealing nothing. It sparks new ideas, and I just love that constant flow of creativity. That's definitely what's up for me. But having patience is real difficult. As I say this, and this huge grasshopper is like making its way over to me, and I'm like, I'm going to leave you over there. I ain't scared, though. Yeah, so what's up with your patience? Are you impatient like I am, or have you mastered the ability to walk the line and say, I know I'm working for my goals. I know I'm working for the good, but I'm going to be still in my spirit, and I'm going to trust that this work is going to bring the things that I'm looking for into fruition. Are you able to fully trust that? Because when I really think about it, even though that's what I know I need to do, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to fully commit to, you know what, I know this thing is going to come to pass. Because I need certain signs. I need certain conversations to happen where I can be patient if there's certain things that I'm notified about. But, we don't always know when the blessing is rolling around the corner. We don't always know when something is gearing to our favor. We don't always know when something is yielding to us or leaning toward us. So, what do you do with that? And it's a legit question. What do you do with that? Because I have girlfriends who are like, girl, I can see your work. I can see it. I have guy friends who are like, girl, what you talking about? I see your progress. I see, like, you don't see that progress. You don't see how you muscling through. And I'm like, what? There's one particular friend, Tasha. Yeah, I called her out by name. Very rarely do I do that. But I have one particular friend, Tasha, who will tell me all the time. We don't even talk that often. But when we do, she's like, are you taking time to celebrate your accomplishments? It's always a disappointing no. Like right now, I'm so hyped over Touch Me First. But best believe I'm like a third of the way into the next book. And I'm so excited about putting that together and putting that out there. I don't even know when it's going to be released or whatever. And I have to remind myself not only to take time to celebrate the accomplishment, but to continue to promote it, right? Because sometimes my mind be so on to the next thing. I'd be like, all right, good looking. Glad y'all did that, whatever. And then like I'm looking at the next thing and it's like, no, wait, this book is still new to millions of people. And I would love if millions of people downloaded it. But I'm working on paperbacks too. But that may be part of my anxiousness because I don't give myself the time to breathe. I felt guilty the day of my release, which was Friday. I felt guilty or a Friday rather, because now it's almost 2 weeks ago. But I felt guilty that I didn't write that night. I felt guilty that I didn't write that day. I was doing my social media thing. I was promoting. I was having some conversations. I was engaging. I was doing all the things that you're supposed to do on release day. And I was connecting with people. And I had a blast, a good old time. Made some new connections. I think I got a couple of new readers, which I'm so grateful for. You know, I had some great conversations on Twitter. A couple of new people who's dipping into the show. Yo, it's crazy because as a woman, I speak from a woman's perspective. So I'm always tipping my hat to the dudes who find my content relatable. Not only relatable, but moving them in such a way that they reach out to me to tell me that they listen to my show. Shout out to y'all dudes, for real, for real. Because my ladies always talk to me. They tell me what the deal is. They say, girl, what you going through? I've been through. Or they be like, girl, if you don't sit your behind down, let me tell you. And I rocks with them. Because I need order. I need somebody to tell me like, yo, you moving funny. Or come here, let me get you together. Or girl, keep it up. I need that. Because I be telling you, I got a whole show called I Don't Always Know. I don't always know. So sometimes I need a check. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's great to be, you should be confident. You should always know. Like, I'm confident that I'm doing what I'm doing. However, I have a public thing that I'm doing. I have a public gift. I affect other people. I impact other people. And my shit don't work if y'all don't buy into it. For real, for real. It don't. So yeah, I need to check with some audience members. I need to check with some girlfriends and be like, yo, is this what it is? Is this good? You know what I'm saying? So I would truly appreciate my new Twitter listeners who have like dipped into the inbox to tell me about the show and that they appreciate it. Salute to y'all. That helps me maintain my patience though. It does. Like right or wrong. You can judge me, don't judge me. I don't care. That helps me maintain my patience. That temperature check. That unasked for temperature check. It's just like in a relationship, you know what I mean? Like you don't talk to somebody for a couple of hours in a day, or you don't talk to them for a couple of days or whatever. I need that temperature check to say, I'm still thinking about you. I haven't lost sight of my intentions with you. So I don't fill in the blank, fill in the spot. Like, let me know that the job has been filled. It's not still open. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it is what it is. So I need that temperature check in order for me to help maintain my patience. And I'm working on not necessarily relying on the temperature check, trying to just be patient and be still within myself and be honest with myself. And if I doubt and if I question, have a conversation with a girlfriend, have a conversation with a coworker or whomever to get my questions out. Because that's really what my impatience is. I have questions. I have questions about how it's moving, and I don't know what it looks like outside of myself. I only know what it looks like within me. I worked with this one woman. She was the least self-aware person I had ever met. I mean, when I tell you she irritated the monkey out of everybody, like just, woo, she's just crazy. And everybody that she came in contact with had the same impression of her. everybody was like, yo, what's good with her? What's wrong with her? Like, I don't understand. And she had no idea. No matter that her conversations, she would have conversations, you could clearly hear that the other person is irritated. She would fight back and forth with that person and just, it's something wrong with that person. But like, everybody who's overhearing it is like, no, issue. And she just would not receive that. Now, somebody somewhere is going to say that that's self-confidence. Me, I'm like, you got a lack of self-awareness. You have no idea how much you are impacting on a negative basis the people who are around you. And particularly in the work that we were doing together, we were in the recruiting space together. You need to have an awareness of how you're coming off. This affects your numbers. This affects the people that you're bringing in. This affects how you deal with your partners. You need to have that level of self-awareness in order to maneuver at the rate you're looking to maneuver. I'm not saying she's not moving, she's not doing a thing, but definitely not at the rate that she's looking at. And it's because there's some personality barriers, in my opinion. And so I never want to be that person who's unaware. You know, like we had temperature checks, basically, you know, your annual reviews where you're putting out what you accomplished this year, what you look to accomplish next year. And then you need your peers to chime in and to say whether they liked working with you or not, or what the impact was, or how they felt that you executed or you didn't execute or whatever. And she sent it out to, let's say, 4 of us. And all 4 of us is like, what are we supposed to do with this? Because me, I couldn't answer it. I was like, I don't really want to answer this because we've bumped heads verbally. Let her know how I feel about her. And so I was like, I don't want to look like I'm trying to damage her career. So I'm not going to put this on paper. And I know as a Black woman, they don't give me that same courtesy, but I don't let them change who I am. So I'm like, I'm not really looking to like drive a sword in the child's heart. I just want her to stop being an asshole. But like everybody who she sent it to is confused about what to do with it because they're like, you know, I'm going to give it to her real. She ain't going to like none of it. And so some people did answer her. They did take into account my verbal feedback already. And she had a very tough review with our manager. Very tough review. I don't know if there was tears shed or whatever, but there was some breaking of the heart. There was some evidence in her eyes of that. And it's because, like, this is the culmination. This is after a full year's work that you're being hit with this. Whereas there were signs and there were things that happened along the way, conversations that happened along the way that should have told you that this is not a surprise. And then you sent it out haphazardly. You're able to pick who you're sending it out to, and you just sent it out to all the people who can't stand you. And it's like, yo, what you doing? So my temperature checks for me is I just don't want to be that self-unaware. But you get it. You know what I mean? I want to have my eye on the prize, and I want to be conscious of how people are affected by me or impacted by me and make a decision of whether I want to continue or shift gears. I will never change who I am, but who I am cares about how I impact you. So if you can get that, who I am cares about what my effect is on you. So I'm going to be patient as much as I can, but I'm going temperature check. I'm going to see what's going on around me. I feel like those temperature checks is what keeps my patience in check itself, because when I'm not doing that, I am very anxious. Very anxious. It's probably not the best way to be in a relationship, right? I'd be like, what you doing? Where you going? What you doing? No, but seriously, I asked the question in my mind, but I try not to verbalize it because I'd be like, nah, they probably gonna think I'm crazy. Let me chill. Let me just shut up and go sit here in the corner. But no, I appreciate people who get to know me and understand that that's what I need and provides that for me. I love the random, hey, you're on my mind. Sometimes that's all I need. Or the random, hey, I heard your show. Pretty good. That's all I need. Or, hey, I heard your show. You're struggling with some things. Here's some suggestions. Yeah, I need that too. I need that too. Or, you know, I read your book. Yeah, you need to go back to outlining. Or, I read your book. Pretty dope, sis. Your process must be working for you. Whatever. Touch me first. Yo, so I know I'm shifting gears really quickly, but it just came to my mind, and if I don't like put it out there, I'm going to lose it. So Touch Me First is on the erotica charts on Amazon. It's hidden. So you're not going to be able to just straight up type it in Amazon and find it. So there's a number of ways you could do it. You can either go to my Facebook or my Instagram and you can find a link there. In Instagram, I think it should be in my profile, has all my links. If you go into Facebook, I'm posting all the time. You're going to see the link somewhere, somehow. You just always going to see it. But there's another way. So if you go on Amazon and you search books, right? You pick your category of books and then you go through your different categories. So it's fiction, it's African American, it's erotica. When you get to the erotica section, or it might be African American, then romance, then erotica. Amazon got these levels, they bury that shit deep, yo. But you go through these levels. When you get into the erotica section, you type in Touch Me First. It's the only book that's going to come up. So if you are looking to support that, which it's summertime, don't you want to be touched? Listen, if you are looking to support that, that is how you find it. I've got other books on there. I got Soiled Sheets, Cookies and Crumbles, got In Her Makeup. All very, very good books. Definitely worth your time. I think they're all between 4 and 5 stars. So, I'm not perfect. So they're not like perfectly 5 all the way across the board. I'm not reporting anybody who's giving me less than a 5. But they're all definitely worth your time. Touch Me First, though. Oof, child. If you got limited time, it's a short read, but god dang it. I must say, I think I kind of put my foot in that one. And there's a piece of me buried in each one of these stories that I write. I can't necessarily say which portion of it is me, but trust me, I'm there. I'm definitely there. It's either an experience I've had or a characteristic or a trait that I've had that I'm working on, or, I bury pieces of me in all these stories. And that helps my patients too, because when I start grilling myself and start having these self-reflections, I need a place to put it to help me get some of it out. And so I put it in the books. And usually after I write it out in a book, like I have a sense of calm and I can be still for a while because I've worked it out on paper and I've made it make sense and I've given it some logic. And it helps me work out what's going on with me. And that's how I control my patients. But the spirit of impatience is still present, I must say. So it's endless work. But if you have a way that you are controlling how impatient you are, or you just patient and calm all the time, you got some tips, some tools, some things that you think is working for you, please reach out to me on IG or Twitter at PWrites. I'm on Facebook Messenger, Phoenix Ash. Let me know what's good. Let's have some conversation. Let's get some dialogue going. Maybe you might spark some thoughts that might roll over into my theme for a week or something, that you might be one of my signs. Anyway, I'm off the soapbox for now. Until the next time where we can exchange power. Peace.